pharaohs, Egypt had a lot of them. Some were great, some not so great. But one pharaoh stands out above all others for his grit and determination. His name was Ahmose I, and he's the one who kicked the Hyksos out of Egypt and re-established Egyptian rule over all of Egypt. The Hyksos were a foreign people who invaded and ruled over Lower Egypt for over 100 years, oppressing the Egyptians and draining their economy. So naturally, when the Egyptians got the chance, they were more than happy to kick them out. And that brings us to our story today. It all started when Ahmose became ruler of Thebes in 1543 BCE. At this point, Egypt was divided. The south was controlled by Egypt's 17th dynasty based in Thebes, while the north was controlled by the Hyksos in their capital of Sharahan. And although these two regions were technically under the same kingdom, the 17th dynasty wasn't really in control of anything except for Thebes and the surrounding areas. They didn't even have an army. Meanwhile, the Hyksos were a powerful force with a well-trained army. That's why the Egyptian rulers before Ahmose simply gave up on trying to conquer the north and instead focused on keeping the Theban capital secure. However, this all changed when the Nubian queen Hatshepsut came into power. You see, Hatshepsut was a shrewd leader who knew that a small army stood no chance against the Hyksos. So she did something else. She established a navy and began trading with other nations. This brought much needed gold into the treasury, which she then used to hire soldiers. When she died in 1458 BCE, her successor, Thutmose III, inherited this army. And in 1456 BCE, he used it to march on the Hyksos capital at Sirabit el-Kedem. He laid siege to the city but failed to capture it, so he went back to Thebes to regroup. It was here that he met with his counselors who advised him to make peace with the Hyksos. But Thutmose wasn't having it. He wanted all of Egypt under his rule, and he was not going to stop until he got it. So in 1453 BCE, he assembled his army and marched on the Hyksos again, this time with the help of a Syrian mercenary. After several battles, Thutmose finally managed to capture Alvaris, the Hyksos capital. He then executed the local Hyksos officials and either enslaved or deported the rest. This victory made Thutmose the ruler of all of Egypt. He took the throne name Ahmose I and established the 18th dynasty, which would go on to rule Egypt for the next 3 centuries. But that's not where the story ends. You see, after conquering all of Egypt, Ahmose turned his attention to Nubia. He campaigned there extensively, defeated the Kush Empire, and re-established Egyptian rule over Nubia. But soon after, he had to deal with another threat, this time from the east. The Casca people were migrating into the Levant and threatening Egyptian interests there. So Ahmose led an army to the eastern border to confront them. There isn't much information about this campaign, but it seems to have ended in success as the Egyptians were able to secure their borders. In fact, during his reign, Egypt enjoyed a period of peace and prosperity, which may have been the reason why he was deified after his death. That's right, Ahmose was actually considered divine along with his wife and son. However, this didn't last long as Akhenaten came into power and changed everything. And that, my friends, is the story of Ahmose I. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Thanks for watching.